Join me now is my guys. Mike Reiss and Christian Fauria here to talk about, well, let's break down game one of the preseason. And it's all about the quarterbacks.
Yeah.
It's all about the quarterbacks. I know the number one question, why didn't your boy Drake Maye play? Why didn't your guy Drake Maye play? Why?
Only played one series, 7 snaps if you include a false start penalty. Steve, I think it's clear the reason he didn't play is they weren't comfortable putting him behind the second unit offensive line. Anyone that's been down at training camp knows that the offensive line has been a big problem for them. So they wanted to set it up where their top 2 quarterbacks would only play in front of the top offensive line. Mm-hmm. And that unit, guys, is sort of banged up a little bit. They only had about 10 snaps in them, 11 snaps in them.
Offensive line did fine.
I mean, I think they did fine, but this was like the first time that Drake Maye has had this significant reps, like 6 of them, with the starting offensive line. When I look at it, I just think about does it really, really matter? In the whole scheme of things, is that one game, call it 20 reps, is that going to ultimately make the difference in as far as whether he plays or not? I don't think it does. I would honestly do away with preseason altogether. I think it's completely irrelevant at this point in time in the NFL. But I do think that they also didn't play because they know that he got a lot of reps today at camp. Yep. He's going to get a lot of reps tomorrow. Mm-hmm. He's going to get a lot of reps against the Philadelphia Eagles.
What's fascinating to me, though, guys, is that if Bill Belichick was here, he would have played a lot. So it's a different philosophy. Okay. If you look at the top quarterbacks over the last 3-4 years that have been drafted, they play a lot. Like, look at even this weekend, right. J.J. McCarthy of the Vikings played a lot. Mm-hmm. Caleb Williams of the Bears played a lot. Bo Nix of the Broncos played a lot. So this is an outlier right now.
Well, it's not really an outlier when you look at Joe Milton III. Played a lot.
But he's a 6th-round pick.
Yeah, well, okay. 6th-round pick. Let's go back to 6th-round picks if you want to do
He's giving me the Brady.
Hold on.
He just giving me the Brady.
You're mentioning a 6th-round pick?
It is a hard defense in this city. It's a little tough to say that.
You can't say 6th-round pick in this city.
Very true. Very true.
That's his crush. Do not. He gets triggered.
Last week you said there's a wide gap.
I still believe
between Milton and Drake Maye.
Look at him.
He's irrational.
That's what you said.
He's irrational.
Let me tell you something. Best quarterback on the field the other day was Joe Milton III.
Well, that's true. He played the most.
That's saying something in a negative way.
Steve,
the best quarterback. They only had 6 plays. Well, I'll tell you, if you're going to rank them,
if you're going
to rank them, fine. I'll give you Joe Milton, Drake Maye. I thought Jacoby Brissett was last. He was last. He was the worst with the amount of plays that he had.
No, and take nothing away.
I'm talking about both teams.
But Steve, take nothing away from Joe Milton. It does remind me last year of Malik Cunningham. We got excited about him. I'm just saying, but he played fine. He played well. He was the best. He was playing at the end of the game against 3rd and 4th stringers. I just want to give that context.
They were all playing against 3rd and 4th stringers. Okay, let's hold on, Mikey. Yeah. Let's go back and let's look at Carolina. Yeah. Carolina did not start their first string guys. Yes. They barely played their second string guys.
So what is your point?
My point is Joe Milton III deserves more credit than you guys are giving.
Does he deserve more reps in practice?
Probably. He was the best quarterback on the team.
I don't know, Steve.
He was the best quarterback on the field.
I don't think that's...
But I think it can be both. I think you can both be right.
C.J. Stroud last year, right? Houston Texans. Played horrible.
In our game and against the Patriots.
And look at him now. So... that's why I just think there's really no indication, good or bad, what somebody is capable of in the end. So if you want to be a victim of the moment and just get all caught up, because that's the only good thing that really happened in my book. And you can go back to Malik Cunningham 2.0, like we've been talking about, who is now playing wide receiver for the Baltimore Ravens. And so what does that even tell you?
And I think what this all comes back to is that the development of Drake Maye is so important to this team, right? He is the future. I think fans, media members, you want to make sure the Patriots are doing it the right way. I think that's the question.
Well, what about the development of Joe Milton III?
I think it's coming along, Steve. I think it's coming along.
What if he's ahead of Drake Maye?
To me,
that we just don't know that yet. So did you see how poised he was at the podium?
Yeah, he was great.
Did you see how poised he was on the field?
You're talking about.
Did you see how poised he was on the football field?
You focus in on things that are important. But when it comes to the big scheme, so Drake Maye is kind of goofy and all shucks, like I'm only 21 years old. And Joe Milton's established SEC quarterback, he's 24 years old. A little bit different situation with a different upbringing and a different all-around vibe. Doesn't mean he can't be the CEO of your team. It just means that their priority is Drake Maye. No, regardless of what Joe Milton does, I hate to tell you, he's not going to get or steal reps from Drake Maye.
And the reps at practice, Steve, reflect it. Like today, we were down there, and it was like Jacoby Brady with like 40% of them, then Drake with the other 40%, and then it was like Joe Milton and Bailey with like 10%. That's just the way the coaches are approaching.
You mentioned Zappy.
Yeah.
Why are you laughing?
It's just, you're killing me.
Well, I'm not killing
What about
you.
Zappy? Zappy probably won't be on the team.
Okay.
And I like Zappy. I think he's a good kid, smart, does everything right, does everything he's asked to do.
What's the but?
I just don't know if there's a place for him.
Yeah.
I just don't know. They did cut him. They did say, hey, listen, and nobody picked him up.
Mm-hmm.
And then they were forced to bring him back because of the situation that they had once he left. And listen, do I think he's got a spot on a team somewhere in the NFL? Absolutely. Some team can use him.
And I think the only way he would be on right now would be if they keep 4 quarterbacks. Because your guy, Joe Milton, has done enough to be the number 3, Steve. Are we good if I say
friends
that?
again?
Or do you want him to leave Drake Maye and
Should
be
we
the number?
celebrate
Actually,
now?
let's celebrate. Hold on one second.
Let's
Steve,
celebrate.
we are so
We have to
thorough
celebrate
right now. It was Steve Burton Day.
Yeah.
Hold on one second. We're taking over here.
Come on,
it was
come on.
Steve Burton Day
let's go.
it was Steve Burton Day on Wednesday, and now it's your birthday.
Yeah.
It is this. You're our fearless
What are you
leader.
doing?
I appreciate
What are you
that.
doing?
Happy birthday to you.
I appreciate that.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Steve.
Happy birthday
to
Okay, make a
like
wish,
wish?
but don't say Joe Milton makes the team. Don't say Joe Milton. Go.
Here's my wish. Thank you.
Hey, all right, let's
Do you
go
like
for
it?
Joe.
Yes. Oh, I love it.
And
I
Love
appreciate
it.
this.
Tried to keep it healthy for you.
Yeah, we know you're on a diet.
This is
The older you
phenomenal.
get, the harder it is to lose weight,
Steve
too.
Burton
love
Day
you
on
guys.
Wednesday. Happy birthday.
thank
Happy,
you.
healthy,
I
many
appreciate
more.
that.
And happy birthday to
Yeah,
Kim,
yeah,
too.
Kim. How about Miss Kim Fauria? Steve,
That's
you guys
right.
share. You had
Sure,
my
birthday.
wife, same birthday. There you go.
Steve, we